Hi, welcome to Radio Horror FM. My name is William, and I'll be the guide to your nighttime fears tonight. Tonight's story doesn't begin in a place you can find on a map. There are no streets. Well, no, said. No way to trace how you got there, because some people say. There are places that exist just outside reality, places you can only reach by accident, a glitch, a mistake, a moment where something breaks. And you fall through. This is the story of the Backrooms. It started with a simple idea. A single image posted online, an empty office space, yellow walls, old carpet, fluorescent lights humming endlessly overhead. At first, it looked harmless, just an empty room, but something about it felt wrong. Too empty, too quiet, too endless. People began to describe a concept. What if you accidentally knock clip out of reality? Like in a video game, what if you fall through the world and end up somewhere else, somewhere you were never meant to be? They called it the Backrooms, a place behind reality, a place made of endless rooms, identical, repeating, stretching infinitely in every direction. No exits, no windows, no way to know where you are or how long you've been there. People say the first level is known as level 0, also called the lobby. Imagine this. You open your eyes, and you're no longer where you were. The air feels stale. The smell of damp carpet fills your lungs. The lights above you buzz constantly, loud enough to drive you insane over time. Every direction looks the same. Yellow walls, endless hallways, corners that lead to more corners. There is no sense of direction, no north, no south, just repetition at first. You might think you're alone, and for a while, you probably are, but the longer you stay, the more something starts to feel wrong. Not just the place, but the silence, because silence like that shouldn't exist. Some say there are things in level 0, not always visible, not always close, but watching, waiting, moving through the same endless halls, just out of sight. Time doesn't behave normally there. Minutes feel like hours, hours feel like days, and eventually, people begin to panic, running through identical rooms, trying to find an exit that doesn't exist. But sometimes, if you wander long enough, you might find a way out, or rather, a way deeper in. Some people report falling again, glitching further into another level, a place that feels completely different, and yet, just as wrong. They call it the Poolrooms, level 37. At first, it almost feels peaceful. The air is warmer, the lighting is softer. Blue reflections ripple across tiled walls. Endless pools of still water stretch in every direction. The sound of gentle waves echoes quietly. It feels calm, almost safe, but that feeling doesn't last, because just like level 0, the pool rooms never end. Water fills the space, sometimes shallow, sometimes deep enough to disappear into darkness. The architecture makes no sense. Stairs leading into water, doors that open to flooded rooms, endless hallways lined with silent pools. The silence here is different, heavier, more suffocating. Every sound echoes too far. Every movement feels watched, and then there are the moments when the water moves without reason, without cause, small ripples forming in still pools, as if something beneath the surface just shifted. Some say there are entities here too, shapes beneath the water, things that don't break the surface, things that follow from below, and the deeper you go, the harder it becomes to leave. But there is a worse place, a place far more aggressive, far more violent, a level where you don't have time to think, you don't have time to understand, you only have time to run. Level run for your life. Level 999, or sometimes listed differently. The number doesn't matter, because once you're there, you won't be thinking about numbers. It begins suddenly. No warning, no transition. One moment you're somewhere else, and the next, you're standing in a narrow hallway, red lights flashing, sirens blaring, the walls shaking, and then you hear it, something behind you. You don't see it at first, but you feel it. A presence, fast, aggressive, getting closer, and then a message appears, sometimes on the walls, sometimes in your mind, sometimes everywhere at once. Run, and you do, you run, because something is chasing you, something you don't understand, something you don't want to see. The hallway stretches endlessly, doors appear randomly. Some open, some don't, some lead nowhere, the lights flicker. The sound grows louder, closer, closer. People say if you look back, oh, even once, it's already over, so you keep running, your lungs burning, your legs giving out. But you don't stop, because stopping is not an option, and somehow, if you survive long enough, you might escape, thrown into another level, another endless space, another unknown, or maybe you don't. The backrooms aren't just a place, they're a concept, a fear. The idea that reality isn't as solid as we think, that there are cracks, gaps, places where you can fall through, and once you do, there's no guarantee you'll ever come back. So the next time you're alone, in an empty building, in a quiet hallway, a place that feels just slightly off, pay attention to the walls, to the lights, to the feeling that something isn't right, because sometimes it only takes one step in the wrong place, one moment, one glitch, and you might find yourself somewhere else, somewhere endless, somewhere silent, somewhere waiting.